The volcanic plains of Mustafar stretched out before them, an infernal landscape of fire and rock. Kira, her hair catching the hellish glow, scanned the horizon. Something was wrong. Her swords hung at her hips, humming faintly. Beside her, Gale, her friend and protector, felt it too. Her hand instinctively went to the lightsaber on her belt. There was no separatist outpost, no sign of the enemy they'd been sent to find. Just an eerie, unsettling silence. Suddenly, the silence was broken. From the shadows of the obsidian rock formations, figures emerged, clad in black and red armor, wielding crimson vibro axes. Sith elite guards surrounded them. Their numbers were overwhelming. In the distance, the apprentice of Arcadia watched, a cruel smirk on his face. "Destroy the redhead," he commanded his troops, his voice laced with cold ambition. "The other one is mine." This was his mission and his hunt. Kira and Gale exchanged a look of grim understanding. There was no time for questions, only survival. Igniting their blades, the air filled with the iconic and familiar hum. Kira's swords became a blur of motion, deflecting blaster fire and parrying attacks from multiple directions. Gale was a whirlwind of blue light, her form fluid and precise as she cut a path through the elite guard. They fought back to back, a seamless dance of combat forged in the fires of war. The Sith were relentless, their sheer numbers pressing in. A guard slipped past Kira's defense, raising his vibroaxe for a fatal blow. Before she could react, a flash of blue intercepted the attack. Gale shoved Kira aside, dispatching the would-be ambusher with a swift, powerful strike. "I promised Arca I'd protect you." Gale yelled over the chaos of battle, "Don't make me a liar." Kira nodded, her heart pounding, but it was no use. For every Sith they defeated, 2 more seemed to take their place. "There are too many," Kira shouted. "We have to fall back." Reluctantly, they broke formation, a fighting retreat towards the hangar where their ship awaited. From his perch, the apprentice watched them run, his eyes gleaming with predatory hunger. He savored their fear, letting the hunt draw out, awaiting the perfect moment to strike. Meanwhile, on Coruscant, the Republic Senate was in session. The Grand Chamber buzzed with the murmur of 1,000 voices. A human senator stood at the central podium, his voice echoing with calls for unity and sacrifice. "We must stand together against the darkness," he proclaimed. "The Republic is our only hope." But in the floating pods, whispers of dissent spread like a virus. Alien and human senators, once allies, now spoke in hushed tones of secession, of breaking away from a republic they felt had failed them. The seeds of the separation were being sown not on the battlefield, but in the heart of democracy itself. Back on the fiery surface of Mustafar, Kira and Gale burst into the hangar, the hope of escape within their grasp. But their path was blocked. Standing before their ship was the apprentice, his own lightsaber now ignited, its crimson blade casting a menacing glow. The remaining elite guards moved to cut off their retreat, their circle tightening. The trap was sprung. The apprentice fixed his gaze on Gale. "I won't lose to you again," he snarled, the memory of a past defeat fueling his rage. There was no escape. "I'll handle the guards," Kira said, her voice steady despite the odds. "He's all yours." With a final shared glance, they split apart. Kira became a tempest of green light, her twin blades a shield and a sword against the final wave of Sith troopers. Gale met the apprentice's charge, their sabers crashing together in a shower of sparks. Blue against red, they were a maelstrom of skill and fury. The apprentice fought with a raw, aggressive power, while Gale relied on her precise defensive form. The duel was brutal. The apprentice relentlessly pressed his attack, forcing Gale back step by step. He was stronger and faster than before, fueled by a desire for vengeance. He disarmed her with a powerful strike, her lightsaber clattering to the floor. As he raised his blade for the finishing blow, a desperate cry tore through the hangar. "No!" Kira screamed. She threw out her hand, a desperate, instinctual act. But it wasn't the force push she expected. Arcs of brilliant, white-hot energy erupted from her fingertips, a torrent of pure power. The force lightning struck the apprentice square in the chest, lifting him off his feet and slamming him into the hangar wall. He collapsed, unconscious, smoke rising from his armor. The hangar fell silent. Gale stared, her eyes wide with shock, not at the apprentice, but at Kira. Kira looked at her own hands, trembling. The power, the feeling. It was dark, raw and terrifying. Her blades fell from her grasp, clattering onto the metal floor. She had used force lightning. "A power of the Sith, Kira," Gale said softly, approaching her. "It's all right." She gently placed a hand on Kira's shoulder. "What you did, that wasn't Sith lightning." Safely aboard their ship and hurtling through hyperspace, Gale explained. "It's an old, rare Jedi ability. Some call it Force Judgment. It's the light side's answer to the darkness, drawing on righteous fury, not hate. She activated a training droid. Try again," she encouraged. "Focus on your desire to protect, not to destroy." Hesitantly, Kira focused. She remembered the fear of losing Gale, the determination to save her friend. She reached out, and a controlled, brilliant arc of white energy leaped from her hand, disabling the droid instantly. Gale smiled, pride shining in her eyes. "See, you control it. It doesn't control you." Relief washed over Kira, tears welling in her eyes. She hugged Gale tightly, a silent thank you for pulling her back from the edge. The path of the light was fraught with peril, but as long as they had each other, they would not fall to the darkness. Thank you so much for joining me on this chapter of our journey. It means the world. If you enjoyed this story and want to see what happens next for Kira and Gale, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. We've got so much more to explore together. See you next time.